Hi students, in today's session we are going to discuss about fire insurance and the features of fire insurance, the concepts of reinsurance and double insurance, and what is the difference between assurance and insurance, and marine insurance and its features. Okay. So, already we discussed about different kinds of insurance policies in the previous session, that there are two types of insurance policies. First one is life insurance policies and second one is non-life insurance policies. As we discussed about what is a life insurance policy is, where the subject matter of the life insurance policy is person's life. Coming to the non-life insurance policies, these policies are meant for the business persons. We know that business is engaged in several risks. It arises maybe in the part of transportation. When we are transporting raw materials from suppliers to the production process, or it maybe belongs to the warehouse, which means the kept of products in the warehouses. When we are keeping our products in the warehouses, maybe there are certain risks are there which leads to destroy of products. So, it is a risk for the business persons. And coming to some of the international operations or overseas transactions, these are called as overseas transactions, in which we are sending our goods through ship by way of waterways. There may be a chance to arise different kinds of risk or different kinds of uncertain events may happen. So, to avoid these, the insurance companies are providing different kinds of insurance policies towards the business persons. Those are fire insurance and marine insurance. Now, we are going to discuss about what is a fire insurance is. Fire insurance, right? Fire insurance. As the name indicates, it gives protection against the accidents that's relating to the fire. The cause of the loss is belongs to the fire or ignition. Those are get insured in insurance policy, in fire insurance policy. As we know that insurance is a contract between insured and insurer. Here insured taking or insured wants to take risk protection from the insurer from the happening of a future uncertain event that is caused by fire. Here, the insurer seeking protection against the accidents or protection against the destroyed of the products regarding fire accidents through the insurers. So, as in the real insurance policies, here also the insured has to pay premium towards the insurers to seek the protection against the happening of a fire accident which leads to destroy of products or which leads to destroy of goods. Here the basic subject matter in the fire insurance is we are seeking the protection for the accident that happens to our products or that our organizations regarding fire. It is the reason for the accidents. So it is about the fire insurance. Then what are the characteristics or what are the features of fire insurance? We discussed already the principles of insurance. Those principles are applicable to the fire insurance also. We have to follow those principles. When we have to enter into a fire insurance contract with insurers, we have to possess the basic requirements to form a contract. As we know that what are they? To form a contract we need two parties. Here also we need two parties. The two parties are insurer and insured. There must be a lawful consideration. There must be an utmost good faith. Those are to be discussed here. Okay, now we are going to discuss about features of fire insurance. Features of fire insurance, or also called as characteristics of fire insurance. The first characteristic is lawful consideration. Lawful consideration. Along with the other elements which related to the contract. Okay, the first one is lawful consideration. Here the insurers are providing risk protection to the insured against the happening of a future uncertain event which is caused by fire. So here two parties are there, that is insurer and the second party is insured. As per the Contracts Regulation Act, both the parties have to get the consideration in the contract, and those consideration must be of lawful. Here insurer is nothing but an insurance company. It is nothing but an insurance company. Coming to the insured, he is a person or the business organization which seeking protection from the company, or persons, or they may be of business organizations. What they want? They seeking risk protection. Seeking risk protection. Okay, and then coming to this, they are providing risk protection. Providing risk protection. By way of providing risk protection, insurers receive some amount from the insured. Those amount is called as premium. If certain thing happened, which means the insured products may got destroyed in the warehouse due to the fire accident, then the insurer or the insurance company will pay the amount towards the insured loss. Okay, or it gives the protection arising out of such transactions. So here the consideration happens to these two parties. Insurer get consideration and also insurer get consideration. Okay, so lawful consideration is one of the feature in the fire insurance. And next one is insurable interest. Insurable interest. As we already discussed in the principles of insurance, that the person who is taking insurance policy have the interest on the subject matter in which they are taking policy. For example, a businessman who wants to take a fire insurance policy, then he has the interest. When they are entering into a contract, that time also they have the interest towards the products. And when the accident happened, or when some future uncertain situation will arise, then also he has some interest towards that product. Then only the contract is validated. If there is no insurable interest, the contract is not validated in the eyes of law. Okay, so insurable interest is to be possessed in the fire insurance. And the next feature is indemnified or indemnity contract. Indemnity contract. Fire insurance is an indemnity contract. We know about the principle of indemnity, which means we have to get compensate for the loss and nothing more than the actual loss. Okay, whatever extent that you got suffered by that event, that amount used to be given by the insurer. Nothing more than the actual amount will be given from the insurer to insured. For example, there is a person called A and he is taken an insurance policy which is a fire insurance policy. In this, he taken that policy for 1 lakh rupees. Taken the policy for 1 lakh rupees and he is paying premium towards that policy. And meanwhile, what happens? His products are destroyed by a fire accident in the warehouse. His products are destroyed by a fire accident which is taken place in the warehouse. Then what happens? The insurance company peoples or came to his office or comes to his office and they verify how much the loss that it occurs because of the fire accident. Then they evaluated the loss and the loss is up to 80,000. He lost 80,000 because of that fire accident. Then how much amount that an insurance company will give to person A? Yes, the insurance company will give 80,000 rupees only. Why? Because here the actual loss of arising that accident is of 80,000. So, insurance company compensate that 80,000 rupees only. No 1 lakh rupees are paid towards the insured. Okay, then in second situation where the loss is 1,50,000. Where the loss is 1,50,000. Here he taken the policy for 1 lakh rupees only. But because of fire accident, he got 1,50,000 rupees as a loss. How much amount that we get from the insurance company? Yes, we will get the insurance company from the insurance company only 1 lakh rupees because the face value of your policy is 1 lakh. Here the indemnity principle says that whatever the position that an insurance policy holder have before the accident, the same position will be taken by him again because of insurance. Here insurance or the fire insurance, whether it is a marine insurance, they will not eliminate the risk. They will minimize the risk. The actual loss that you are suffered by the particular accident, that amount only given to you, nothing more than the actual loss. Okay, which says that the fire insurance contract is an indemnity contract. Of course, it is not applicable for life insurance policies. There is no measurement of a loss of person to his family. So, here the indemnity principle is not applicable for the life insurance policies. Other than the life insurance policies, all policies are called as indemnity contracts, or all the contracts are called as indemnity contracts. Okay, then it is one of the feature. And next one, utmost good faith. Utmost good faith. It is one of the characteristics regarding fire insurance. We know about what is the utmost good faith. Here, to form a contract or to enter into a fire insurance policy, there is two persons are required, insurer and insured. Both the person have utmost good faith regarding their parts. No material fact is to be kept like a silent feature. Insurer have to tell each and everything regarding the policy to insured. If there is any fraud, any misrepresentation or occurs, then it is not considered as a validate policy or validate contract, because you are not explained all the terms and conditions relating to such policy. Depending upon your description, the policy holder has taken the policy, because but you are not disclosed all material fact towards him. So, it is not to be done. So, to form a fire insurance contract, to enter into a fire insurance policy, both the parties have to behave like in the utmost good faith manner. And next one is claim over residue. Claim over residue, which is nothing but the scrap value, which is nothing but the scrap value. For example, we insured our products with an insurance company. Then those products has got with a fire accident. Then if when the company is claimed all the loss that we occurs, he pays all the compensation towards us. Then the remaining scrap value which is left after the fire accident, those value are related to the insurers, not insured. Which means here what happens? Subrogation, doctrine of rights substitution will take place in the fire accident. For example, there is a person X who take an insurance, fire insurance policy of 50,000 rupees, and his products as met with a fire accident and the compensation is declared as 50,000. After payment of 50,000, which means the insurance company paid 50,000 to X, then there are some scrap values are there. There are some scrap products are there. The ownership rights on that particular products will passes to insurance company, which is nothing but claim over residue. Okay, so it is one of the characteristics of the fire insurance. Okay, so these are the features of the fire insurance. The first one is lawful consideration. There must be consideration to both the parties, insurer and insured. Here insured paying premium to insurer and insurer giving risk protection to insured. And insurable interest, there must be insurable interest on the part of the insured. When he is taking a fire insurance policy, then he has the interest when he is entering into a contract and when the actual risk has to taken place. Both the situations he has to have the interest towards that particular products. And indemnity contract, fire insurance contract is a indemnity contract. Whatever we lost in that accident, we will compensated for that. Nothing more than the actual loss we cannot claim from the insurance company. And utmost good faith on the part of insurer and insured, there must be an utmost good faith between those parties. And claim over residue, the scrap value that is declared after the payment of the compensation from the insurer, then the scrap value is belongs to the insurance company. So, these are the features of fire insurance. Next, there is a small topics like reinsurance and double insurance. Reinsurance and double insurance. what is the reinsurance and what is double insurance. Double insurance. Here reinsurance takes between the insurance companies. Reinsurance takes between the insurance company. How it takes place? For example, there is two insurance companies are there, ABC insurance company and XYZ insurance company. Here what happens is, the capacity of giving insurance policy is limited to the financial position of the companies. Here the ABC company can give policies up to 1 crore. Up to 1 crore. This is the maximum limit that a company will give as a policy. So the policy amount is 1 crore. Coming to the XYZ company. This company is bigger than the ABC insurance company. It can give 10 crores, up to 10 crores. Okay, here what happens, there is a person like S. He came to ABC company and he asked for 2 crores of insurance policy. 2 crores of insurance policy. But here ABC company maximum limit is 1 crore and remaining 1 crore. Here ABC agrees to give 1 crore policy towards S. Then he offer 1 crore policy to S and remaining 1 crore policy from he insured those amount with XYZ company. If the loss occurs, both the companies compensate or both the companies contribute their portion and they give as a claim towards S. This is what called as reinsurance. Reinsurance takes between the insurance companies. If one company is not capable of providing a certain policy amount, then the rest of the amount is insured in another insurance company by the first insurance company because of its financial capabilities. And here what is taking place? Redistribution of risk is taking place. Redistribution of risk is taking place in the reinsurance. And coming to the double insurance. Here what happens, a person may take more than one policy regarding the same subject matter. A person may take more than one policy regarding the same subject matter is called as double insurance. Here we have to note two important things. First thing, it may be of person's life or it may be for business purpose, which means in the form of fire insurance or marine insurance. Okay, here there is a person A and he taken 3 insurance policies from different companies X, Y, Z. It is a life insurance policy. Here for 10 lakhs, here for 10 lakhs and in this for 10 lakhs. Here the subject matter A's life is a single one. But he is taking policies from different companies which is known as double insurance. Here if the specific time period is completed or meanwhile the A is expired. A was expired. At that situation what happens? X has to pay 10 lakhs, Y has to pay 10 lakhs and Z has to pay 10 lakhs. Total 30 lakhs will get to the nominee because it is belongs to life insurance policy. And coming to the other insurance which are non-life insurance policies like fire insurance and marine insurance. What happens? Here some other person B, and he is a business person. He taken a fire insurance policy. He taken a fire insurance policy regarding products from different companies X, Y and Z for 10,000 and 10,000 and 10,000. After paying certain premium, his products has met with an accident, and what happens? He can claim the 3 companies towards the compensation. Then the loss is occurred for B is 6,000. Then X company will gives you 2,000, Y company will gives you 2,000 and Z company will gives you 2,000. Total 6,000 as given as a compensation to B because of contribution principle. Because of contribution principle, what happens here? He is insuring his products. So, as per the rule, we will not get any profit from the insurance companies. And there is another rule, contribution. If you are taking more than one policy from different companies, they will contribute the proportion that they need to pay. So, here of course you are taking several policies with several amounts and even you are paying premium towards them, but you will get the compensation what is your real loss, and loss is to be distributed among those insurance companies. So, it is called as double insurance. In the reinsurance, what is taken place? The insurance taken place between the 2 or more insurance companies. In case of double insurance, a person may take 2 or more insurance policies in the same subject matter. Here, 2 parties are involved, that is insurer and insured. Insurer and insured. Coming to this, what happens? These both are insurance companies. Both are the insurance companies. Some other person is not there. So, this is the difference between reinsurance and double insurance. Then there is a small concept, that is assurance and insurance. Assurance and insurance. These words are interchangeably used in certain cases, insurance and assurance, right? Insurance and assurance. Here, the life insurance contract is known as life assurance contract. Life assurance contract. Other than the life insurance contracts, all comes under insurance. All comes under insurance. Like other than life, what it is? Those are fire insurance and marine insurance. These are fire insurance and marine insurance. What is the difference? There is a slight difference, that is, in the life assurance policies, the loss which occurs is certain. The loss which occurs is certain. Not only loss, even the payment of claim is fixed. The payment of claim is fixed. For example, we are taking a life assurance policy. As we already discussed about the endowment policy, the amount is given to the insured after completion of specific time period or the death of the person, which may occur earlier. Then the insurer has to pay claim to insured or his nominee. Here, the completion of specific period or the death of the person, definitely in between these two elements, definitely one element will occurs. So, the payment of insurance claim is definitely done by the company, which is called as assurance. Here the payment is, or the paying compensation is, paying compensation is must. We can't avoid paying compensation in the life assurance policies. Who will pay the compensation? Insurance companies will pay the compensation. And coming to the insurance contracts, here what happens? Fire insurance and marine insurance. We are taking the insurance policy by expecting if there is any accident will occur, then the company will compensate the amount which we are lost, right? So, here the payment of compensation is not fixed, because the thing or the risk which arises from the future uncertain event may arises or may not arises. If the accident has taken place, then the insurance company will pay you the compensation. If the accident is not taken place, then the insurance company no need to pay the compensation towards you. For example, there is a person B who taken a fire insurance for 6 months duration. For 6 months duration. For this 6 months, he is paying premium to insurer. But after completion of this 6 months, or in between these 6 months, there is no accident will occurred. No accident has occurred. Then after completion of 6 months, in the 7th month there is an accident occurred, but the insurance company no need to pay any compensation, because the time limit is 6 months. So, if the accident occurs in between these months, then only the insurance company pays the compensation. Otherwise, the insurance company no need to pay any compensation to the members or the insureds. Okay, so this is the difference between insurance and assurance. All the life insurance policies or the life insurance contracts are called as life assurance policies. Other than the life assurance policies, all policies are comes under insurance policies. Okay. Then the next topic is marine insurance. Marine insurance is one of the old form of insurance. It concerns with the trade activities which is done by using overseas trade activities which is done over sea routes, which means here we using as a transportation facility for the business operations. Ship, by using ship we are sending our goods to another port. Here the goods means cargo. Meanwhile of traveling, the ship may get off some of the risk like sinking of ship, burning of ship, collision of ship, or sometimes sea dacoits may attack the ship and may take some of the goods which are there in the ship. These are the risk factors for the business persons who is doing overseas trade activities by sea routes. So, they want to get insured for this risk from the insurers. So, these insurances are called as marine insurance. In the marine insurance, we are insuring either ship or cargo or in some cases freights for the risk that are arising. Okay, in the marine insurance, there are 3 elements are there. The first one is ship or hull insurance. Ship or hull insurance, which gives the protection for ships, because in the transportation or in the voyage process, the ship may get some of the risk like sinking, burning, collision of ships may takes place because of several reasons, right? So, here if you are taking ship or hull insurance, which means it gives protection to the ship. It gives protection to the ship for those uncertain event which arises out of some of the future uncertain events. Okay, and next one is cargo insurance. Next one is cargo insurance. Here cargo, the goods that are transported by using ship on overseas or sea routes is called as cargo. Here cargo insurance means you are taking an insurance policy of the cargo which kept in the ship. Here it gives protection to the goods or the cargo. Protection to goods or cargo that are kept in the ship. And next one is freight insurance. Freight insurance, where here freight is nothing but the amount that a person is to pay for the shipment of his cargo. This is the amount which is paid to the shipping company, which means the ship to transport the cargo takes freight as a charge. It is a direct expenditure. Freight is a direct expenditure because it may be used for the transportation of raw materials. Right. Sometimes because of the several reasons like sinking or burning or collision of the ships may not reach to the destination. At that time, the shipping companies cannot pay freight. To reimburse the loss arising out of the freight charges, the insured may take freight insurance policy. Okay, these are the three elements that lies in the marine insurance. The first one is ship or hull insurance, in which the insurance is taken for the specific ship, which gives the protection from the different risks that are arising to the ship only. And cargo insurance, here the insurance is taken for the cargo that are kept in the particular ship. If there is any risk arises to that cargo, that will be compensated by the insurers. And freight insurance, it is the charge. It is the amount that is paid to the shipping company. If certain risk is happened, the ship is not reached to the destination, then the shipping company is not paid any amount. To reimburse the loss of freight, the insured may take freight insurance policy from the insurers. Here, these three elements have to be considered in the marine insurance. Marine insurance is one of the oldest form of insurance. And next one is marine insurance features. What are the features or the characteristics of the marine insurance is? The first one, fundamentals of general contract. We already discussed about the principles of insurance. Those principles are also applicable for the marine insurance. As we know that to form a contract we need two persons. Here also we need two persons, insurer and insured. And the fundamentals of general contract like insurable interest, lawful consideration, utmost good faith, contribution, indemnity, all these things also be applicable for the marine insurance. Okay. And the next one is consideration. As we know that without consideration, no contract is formed. So, consideration is must and stood for the contract. Here, marine insurance is one of the insurance contract. Here, two persons are there, insurer and insured. Insured have to pay premium towards the insurer. By way of getting that premium, insurer gives protection. Insurer gives protection to the insured. So, there must be a consideration. And coverage of insurance. Here the marine insurance covers ship, cargo and freight insurance. Ship, cargo and freight insurance, which protects from different types of risk to the ship, either ship or cargo. We have to take different insurance policies: ship insurance policy, cargo insurance policy and freight insurance policies. And the next one is mode of insurance. Here in the marine insurance, the insurance may take for a specific voyage from one country to another country, or it is for the specific time. For example, from India to Sri Lanka. If you are doing a voyage, then it may be of one journey, India to Sri Lanka, then Sri Lanka to India. It is one voyage. You can take marine insurance policy for one voyage, otherwise for a specific time period. For a specific time period, which means it is of for example 6 months. So, here you can take 3 to 4 voyages or more than that, depending upon the time and depending upon your transportation, right. So, the mode of insurance may be either for one voyage or for different types of voyages in a specific time period. And next one, indemnify losses. Here the marine insurance indemnify those losses which is arises out of from the sea, which is arises for the risk and risk towards the ship and cargo. Okay, those are indemnified by the insurers. And the next one is condition for compensation. Here the compensation is given by the insurer to insured on the happening of a future uncertain event. If the person or the insurer is giving compensation to the insured when the accident or the risk which arises from the sea perils, like sinking of the ship or burning of the ship, collision or standing of the ship, all these reasons made for the compensation which is given by the insurer to insured. So, these are the features of marine insurance. First one, fundamentals of general contracts. It has to complete the fundamentals of general contracts and the principles of contracts: utmost good faith, insurable interest, indemnity contract, contribution, subrogation, all these elements should be considered. Consideration: insured pays premium to insurer. Coverage of insurance: it covers ship, cargo and freight insurances. Mode of insurance: it may be of a single voyage and number of voyages in a specific time period. Indemnify losses: marine insurance indemnify the losses which is arises from the sea perils. And conditions for compensation: Here the condition for compensation is the risk is faced by the ship or the cargo in the form of sea perils. Okay, these are the features of marine insurance. In today's session, we discussed about fire insurance, marine insurance, re and double insurances.